for you?
Caitlin, I just want to personally congratulate you on being named captain for the 20.
The better part of 2 years, maybe even 3 years, the mainstream media has been trying to convince us that Angel Reese is a huge star.
Finally, after bumbling their golden goose for months, Nike has finally made a sensible move. Recently, Caitlin Clark got the advertisement she was entitled to, and oh, it's driving the people who don't like it nuts. It's getting so salty that the Dead Sea would be jealous. The keyboards are smoking, and the tears are pouring.
Angel Reese, I'm sorry, ma'am. What makes you think that you deserve to be in the top 10 in the whole WNBA in voting? Don't you know you got to compete with Plum, Collier, Breanna Stewart, Sabrina Ionescu, who else? Caitlin Clark, who is ranked 4th in the WNBA. She's ranked 4th. You are ranked 25th.
It appeared as though Nike had finally recalled why they had signed the most attractive basketball player when they unveiled the Cub advertisement for Caitlin's new PE sneakers. The woman who popularized women's basketball on her own, who fills arenas like she's giving away free money, has at last found an ad that captures her passion. The critics are enraged. Interview. Let's talk about the new revelations from Nike. This is not just an ad, it's a statement. When Caitlin dons those Kobe 5s, sits in her chair, and her eyes transform into those snake-like slits, emulating Kobe's Mamba attitude, Nike is making it obvious to the world who is in charge of this league. The visual effects, the cinematography, and the overall mood. It's upscale. This is the kind of treatment reserved for superstars, rather than the trash that has been directed at women's basketball for decades.
So lads, Caitlin Clark led the WNBA in All-Star voting. Obviously led the WNBA in All-Star voting. Like, I don't think anyone is shocked by that. If somebody is surprised by Caitlin Clark leading the WNBA in All-Star voting, you've been living under a rock. It's obvious. She was always going to lead.
The usual suspects are coming out of their caverns to complain. And why is she getting so much attention? What about the other players? This is excessive for a second-year player. This is the same tired chorus that has been grumbling ever since Caitlin appeared before a professional court. What is right in front of them is something they refuse to acknowledge. Nike at last has the audacity to promote women's basketball star Caitlin Clark in this manner.
Bit of an up and down season for her, relatively speaking, because she's been in and out of the lineup. Collier did miss a few games with a back issue as well. And of course, Clark had the shooting slump before she went out with the latest injury. Don't know how much that was related or is related, but Clark's impact on the floor is apparent when you see her there and when you see her off, and her numbers are still awesome. Not to mention, she's by far the most popular player in the league, and this is decided by fan voting.
You ask, what's the best part? Those sneakers were sold out in 5 minutes. 5 minutes. People were flooding the Nike SN Cares app like Travis Scott drops. Before you could reload the page, the $190 retail price had already been taken. Within 2 hours, they were already selling for $375 on eBay. By the end of the day, StockX also listed them at an average of $365, with some pairings hitting $800. This is the real Caitlin Clark effect, not some made-up hoopla.
Whoever came up with the me-bounce thing, y'all ate that up. Because rebounds, me-bounce, rebounds, keybounds, T-bounds, T-bounds, anything that comes off that board, it's mine. It's mine. And a brand, that's 6 figures right there. Whoever came up with that, the trolling, I love when y'all do it, because like the ideas be good. Like when y'all have to alter my face and shit, because I'm cute. All right, whatever. Like that doesn't get me. But like when y'all came up with me bounds, because statistically, all the rebounds that I get aren't always just mine. They're like the defenses too, or somebody else's on my team. But when y'all came up with me bounds, y'all ate one little thing. Janine, we're working. We're gonna work with that.
Please subscribe if you find it entertaining. Nike's decision to finally acknowledge what the data had been screaming for over a year has infuriated the critics. This athlete helped the WNBA to its highest viewership in 24 years. On average, 657,000 people watched each league game. In addition, 19 of the 22 games that drew over 1 million viewers included Caitlin's Indiana Fever. She didn't just move the needle, she snapped it off and sent it into orbit. But let's face the problem that has everyone so perplexed. For months, Nike faced criticism for their delayed play of Caitlin while pushing A'ja Wilson's signature sneak.
So Angel Reese came out and had a 12 rebound, 4-point, 2 assist game in the absence of Caitlin Clark tonight. Angel, they're not coming for you. They're coming to watch the prodigal son or daughter, Caitlin Clark.
The A'ja Caitlin discourse swiftly turned nasty as people attempted to talk about everything but its true focus, which was business. One of the former workers who was denigrating Nike was Jordan Rogers, a 15-year Nike veteran. He claimed that Nike had the biggest influence in American sports since Michael Jordan and somehow convinced himself that they needed to cut down their expansion. The level of hostility peaked when A'ja Wilson revealed that she had known about her Nike contract for 2 years, but had acted as though she had been unaware of it when Caitlin's contract was revealed. When she posted the tweets, the subtweeting, and the passive-aggressive comments, she was sitting on a deal for signature shoes that she had been keeping hidden. What fake drama? But that's what happens when a player goes outside the sport, and some online groups can't handle it.
Because to be 6'3", she should be more dominant than what she is. Clearly she don't be in the gym enough, cause she should be stronger than what she is. They be handling Angel Reese, and she wanna be crying and talking about they ain't passing her the ball. I wonder why they not passing you the ball, because you're not good enough. And then the Chicago Sky, know what I'm saying, viewership, it only reaches like 1-point-something million. But check this out. The highest was when they played against the Indiana.
The interview. Nike has now shifted their approach and is concentrating solely on their strongest suit. The Kobe advertisement is more than just marketing. Finally, Nike is recognizing what they have. Caitlin cannot be treated like any other WNBA player. She is a cultural phenomenon who unites everyone. Families, kids, males who had never seen women's basketball, and casual fans who became passionate supporters. She is expanding the sport's overall reach. In the commercial, her connection to Kobe's legacy is genuine rather than manufactured. She has been wearing Kobe shoes, which she calls her babies and miracle shoes, since college. When she assumed that Mamba mindset for the campaign, it wasn't cosplay. It was a recognition of a common spirit. The late great Kobe would have loved this friendship. A player that approaches the game with the same lethal intuition, compulsive commitment, and ability to make everyone around them better.
You know, in the past when I said things like Angel Reese is not a good basketball player, I think I spoke too soon. At this point, I've come to realize that Angel Reese, the self-appointed most important player in the WNBA, is not a bad player. She may be the worst player, at least whose name we actually know, right?
But here's what the doubters are really angry about. Nike is now behaving like the autocrat Caitlin has always been. Not the featured act, not the co-headliner, nor the main event. When her branded sneaker comes later this year, it is anticipated to shatter all prior records in women's sports marketing. When Nike presents Clark as the star, it fundamentally challenges decades of sports marketing conventions. Women's sports have always been considered secondary content because they barely receive 0.4% of total sports sponsorships. By including Clark in major campaigns, including their first Super Bowl commercial in over 3 decades, Nike is demonstrating that female athletes can demand the same high-end marketing attention usually given to male superstars. Her $28 million, 8-year contract appeared to be the finest offer of the century. This endorsement deal is currently the highest-paying one ever signed by a female basketball player. This financial commitment sends a message to the public that women's basketball has reached a level of economic viability that justifies substantial corporate investment, which in turn encourages other businesses to reconsider how they allocate their own marketing resources toward female players.
Saying rebounds, crebounds, me bounds, brick ups, pray ups, whatever the case may be. And it's crazy because to be 6'3", she should be more dominant than what she is. Clearly she don't be in the gym enough because she should be stronger than what she is. They be handling Angel Reese and she want to be crying and talking about they ain't passing her the ball. I wonder why they not passing you the ball, because you're not good enough. And then the Chicago Sky, know what I'm saying, viewership, it only reaches like 1 point something.
The resale market is honest. When your player-only Cobes are hitting $8,000 on StockX and selling $756 pairs at an average of $365, more than double the original price. You don't face regular athlete demand. It's superstar territory. This has an effect on Jordanian culture. The fact that only 13,000 pairs were made for the initial release only goes to show how popular everything Caitlin Clark touches is. The WNBA hadn't had a 7-figure broadcast audience in 16 years before Caitlin's debut. These days, they are normal. Her games receive 1.09 million viewers on average, whereas non-Clark games receive 414,000. The average attendance for WNBA games featuring Clark is 15,591, which is 105% more than the 7,645 that show up when she is not playing. Clark's away game attendance rises by 87% when she visits opposing teams, making up 33.5% of total WNBA attendance. Despite the fact that her games only account for a small percentage of all WNBA games played.
Because everybody's trying to make this about a, come on, black man, protect the sisters. Protect the sisters, brother. This ain't racial. This is about sports. This is about athletic ability. You know what I'm saying? And when you look at Caitlin Clark's game, who's very reminiscent of a Steph Curry, based on her range and the three, plus everything else she does. And then you look at Angel Reese. Stop it.
The viewership data add a great deal of interest to the subject. 18.9 million people watched the 2024 NCAA Women's Basketball Championship game, more than 4 million more than the men's final, marking the first time women's basketball drew a larger audience than men's. New marks for Clark's playoff games were achieved when ESPN's Game 2 drew 2.5 million viewers, making it the most-watched WNBA game ever to telecast exclusively on cable. She's not only utilizing her own numbers. She is making things better for everyone. Games that take part in her contests are rated higher. Other players have seen a rise in product sales. The league as a whole benefits from the Caitlin Clark effect.
I ain't gonna lie, this bitch so trash. Y'all gotta understand, she gets so many rebounds because she missed the layup 50 times before even getting fouled for real. You got sports bettors making thousands and thousands of dollars on her missing her first shot. Like, how you that tall and close to the rim and you can't even make one layup game? They pay your ass way too much money for this shit. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark got this bitch playing like Steph Curry. She missed so much they gave her own slogan. They call her ass me bound. I'ma miss the layup, I'ma get it rebound, and I'ma miss the layup.
Finally, Nike is profiting off what is clear to all. This player moves the markets. She is the one who starts the conversation. She fills seats and crashes websites. The fact that it took them this long to give her a legal commercial is the real scandal, not the fact that they did. While the detractors continue their pathetic efforts to diminish her influence, Nike is making money off of the most marketable athlete in women's sports. Caitlin Clark is that girl. She has been that girl. She will always be that girl. The one who breaks viewership records, sells out venues, and hits sneaker websites. Nike simply acknowledged what the rest of us have known all along in their commercial. They should start acting as though they've struck gold.
We need to get better. Obviously, we've had up and down games, but we're all-stars. And we're going to continue to prove it. Obviously, this is the last pick for All-Star voting. Camilla, she should be All-Star. It's her first year. She could have got it last year with injury, but she should be All-Star this year. I think we've had up and down games, obviously, but being consistent and coming out every night. I mean, obviously, you don't put up 27 on nothing, like, against anybody. She's been consistent. Obviously, she's going away, but that doesn't take away what she's done. So, her, me, Ariel, I know we belong in All-Star. Thank you.
Nike's commitment to producing Clark's signature shoe is a significant step in legitimizing women's basketball products. While more than 22 NBA players presently own their own pair of sneakers, just 12 women have ever acquired signature footwear in the WNBA's 28-year history. This product innovation has symbolic value in addition to its monetary value. Nike will never use any of its $28 million to boost shoe sales. Marketing relating to Caitlin Clark and sharing in her success are the key. It can't come fast enough when the iconic sneaker is reintroduced later this year. Look at how the same critics who criticize this commercial suddenly say those numbers are also unimportant.